Welcome to Lil John Yarns. Today we're going to be looking at Prym's Comfort Twist Knitting Mill. If you're anything like me and you want to make I-cords or any type of cordage, you don't have time to be sitting there all day and filling with a crochet hook trying to make an I-cord. Or have you ever seen these little purple demons? Absolutely hate these. Tried to make I-cords on any type of cordage on it and it just takes so long and it gets tangled and it makes me angry, but that's enough of that. So I decided to go online and look for one of the best reviewed knitting mill machines. And I came up with the Comfort Twist Knitting Mill. Here it is right here. Let me tell you what the manufacturer says about it. This knitting mill creates knitted tubes for embellishments, weaving, accessories, and more. Secures to a table and can be used by hand. And it uses lightweight, smooth yarns, 0 to 3 weight. So we're going to be testing out some yarns on this. I know it said you can't use 4, but you know, we're yarn scientists and we're going to see how these things work out. So I'm going to take this down to the table and we're going to give this a good review. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point, and don't worry, I'm not going to be talking all the way through this. So let's hop right into it.
Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.
I purchased the Prym Comfort Twist Knitting Mill from Amazon for $45.99. If I can find it anywhere else online for cheaper, I'm going to link it down below, but I purchased this with my own money. So here's everything that comes in the kit. You'll get a nice detailed pictorial instruction sheet, and the most important part, your knitting mill. The first thing that I've noticed about this knitting mill is it's sturdy. It has some weight to it. Let me give it a knock so you can you hear that? It's not like these cheaper purple ones. Is it blurring out? Like these cheaper purple ones that are plastic and... Okay, let's do a sound check. Ready? Listen. All right, now listen to this one. Woo! That sound like it had some weight to it. Awesome. But okay, let me show you some of the parts to it. Down below, right here on the bottom, this is the little weighted piece where you attach the yarn so you can keep nice, steady, smooth, even tension on your cord. So you're supposed to be able to just pop this off. I can't pop it off. Okay, push and pull to the outside. Oh, there it goes. And another favorite thing about this device so far, you ever notice when you're cranking on these, you just wish you had a third hand so you can have tension, you can turn. They fixed this. Look at the bottom. You can hook this onto a table so you can have tension in one hand and crank with the other hand. You don't have to worry about, it's not working. Because I noticed with this, I would always drop my stitches because I wasn't able to keep an even tension with my work. So I'm going to take this over to my other table so you can see a side view on how this works. We're going to try this out on crochet thread, fashion number 3. We're going to try it out on some 3-weight yarn, and we're going to be yarn scientists and try it out on some worsted weight yarn, even though they tell us not to. So far, I only have a complaint on how this attaches to this table. Watch this. This is attached tightly and fully. It slides right off. The issue is the depth of the clamp. See, this is where it would meet the table, and this is the end. So you're only actually getting a fingertip worth of a clamp onto the table. So no matter how you put it on and how tight, you still have the potential of this sliding off. So just be careful of that. This is still better than trying to hold this thing between your laps. So I appreciate it. So now we're just going to attach everything. To begin, we're going to thread our yarn through the first tension holes in the front. You can't see the tension holes, but I'm going to leave a picture right here so you see how I thread that through. This was the best camera angle that I could get. And after you get through the first tension holes, we're going to slide the remaining yarn down the center of your work. If you're having difficulty getting the yarn down the center, just attach a needle, or if you're like me, attach a crochet hook and it'll drop right through. Okay, I got it all set up. This is run like any tiny cord maker knitting mill. We're going to make sure all the little hooks are set to open. And once you clamp, you hook the first one, skip the second one, hook the third one, skip the fourth hook, and now we're going to continue to crochet I'm so used to saying that, crank as normal. But remember, the first ones, please be careful because these can drop and skip stitches so easy. And after your first round, according to the instructions, we're going to add the weight on now. To do that, you just slide it through. So I'm going to cut the video here and just add on the weight and show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, we have the weight attached and we're just going to continue to crank. The first couple rows, please pay attention. All right, we got this going. So far it's working really well on this crochet thread. I'm going to run this a couple more cranks and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all done. Now I'm trying it on some number 3 weight yarn and no problem. What I like about this so far, I'm able to move pretty quickly. Once I made it past my initial couple rows, no more drop stitches. And this yarn that I'm using right here is not perfectly smooth yarn. This yarn has like, can you see? A little fuzz to it. So I thought it might catch, but this little machine is handling it greatly. Easily, what's the word? All right, now I'm gonna finish this off and then we're gonna test it out being a yarn scientist and try it on some worsted weight yarn. Okay, fellow yarn scientists, I have it hooked on there well, and guess what, guys? It says you cannot use number 4 yarn or higher, and if your machine breaks while using 4, it's not my fault. They recommend it not. But it seems to be working perfectly fine. I'm not having any problems. I'm running this thing smoothly, no drop stitches. I think we have a success. Look how beautiful these cords came out. This is the crochet thread, the number 3, and the worsted weight yarn. But I'm most shocked and impressed with the worsted weight yarn because this machine is not supposed to be able to use worsted weight yarn. Look, no skip stitches, no stuck stitches. So I'm going to take this back up and give you my very final review. Now I'm going to give you my final review. I'm going to start with the cons first, and actually it's only one con. The only con that I had about this was the shallowness of the clamp, but the clamp also leads me into the pros. I've never seen a knitting mill with a clamp at the bottom of it. Do you know how difficult it is to use this thing while holding it between your legs and trying to hold tension? It's darn near impossible. So yes, I can complain a little bit about the clamp, but no other tiny knitting mill that makes cords has a clamp at all. And I also love, now we're just gonna go straight into the pros. I love how everything is all in one. The little, fell. The little weight that goes on the bottom, you don't have to worry about losing it like the purple one. I've had this purple knitting mill for years. I'm surprised I still have this little attachment that goes at the bottom. This, how it connects to the bottom when you're all done, is so convenient. And the handle doesn't come off. I'm trying to use both hands. In order to store this, you have to pop off the handle, and like I said, I'm shocked I found all the pieces. Yes, it takes a while. I think with all knitting mills that makes cords, it takes a second to get used to. There is a learning curve when you first start using this. But trust me, once you get past the first 5 rounds or rows, it's smooth sailing. As long as you have that weight on the bottom, I didn't notice any drop stitches. I can honestly say this is one of the best purchases that I've made in a long time, and I want to thank Angela, my yarn buddy, for recommending that I find a good I-cord maker. So definitely love this. So now I'm ready to give you my final review on a scale of 1 to 5 balls of yarn on the Prym Comfort, what's this called? Comfort Twist knitting mill. I'm going to give this 4.5 balls of yarn. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this review, please make sure you check out my other reviews like the magnetic yarn holder. I'll leave a link about that above. All right, guys, I'm going to see you all on the very next review video. Bye, guys.